Sadhana. At some point on the spiritual path, um, an individual realizes that practice is the most essential thing. And this is actually on any path. That means any life path. That could be you want to become an Olympic athlete, you want to become a great piano player. What do? First off, there has to be some fire within. There has to be a passion. A lot of these great musicians and poets and artists are filled with passion at a young age. And what happens is that that's all they want to do. Their practice is their passion, and vice versa. So it becomes a synergistic relationship between passion and practice. So, in order to really make any headway with sadhana, in my humble opinion, is you have to find some passion. You can't just say, I want to meditate and I want to sit here because I feel crazy and I think all the time and I don't know what to do with myself and I'm anxiety all the time. So I want to sit and I want to meditate in silence. Most people will give up pretty quickly unless you have some strong discipline within you. If there's no passion or a great deal of suffering, suffering is also a great motivator. Obviously, the biggest motivator probably on the earth, but I feel that another great and more authentic and a lot better feeling path than suffering is passion. So, you must develop passion within to do practice. Now, how do we do that? We have to make effort to seek out something inspiring, find that childlike imagination within, and start the creative force rolling. Find something that you feel drawn to, and when you might not know what it is. Like, I don't even, still don't always know what I'm drawn to. I started doing these little video clips, mostly for myself, but and to study myself in this ego, but in freeing of this ego and helping other people because this is my path. And stay on subject. Passion. You gotta find inspiration. You gotta find a book, a movie, and I'm sure you've experienced some of them that is spiritually uplifting, heart opening. The heart needs to open. We've learned to build a barrier around our heart in this world because we all feel like separate individuals. And you go out to the store, there's coronavirus, there's pandemonium, there's fear everywhere. And people live in their fear because they don't know where else to go. Because basically, most people are living from a place of reactivity, a place of being identified with their thinking mind. Most people only have brief moments throughout the day when it's doing something they love, or drinking alcohol at the end of the day, or going to the gym, or being in a tennis match and getting really intently into it, or playing pool, etc., etc. But these are brief moments throughout the day. Nature, and I encourage that people keep doing these things, but I don't feel that it's enough. I believe that we have to invest in something that we can't see, something that we aren't attached to the fruits of necessarily. The fruits do come from spiritual practice, and that's what I'm talking about, but they have to be patiently waited for sometimes, depending on the situation, sometimes not. But anyway, this is just one segment of what I feel about practice and sadhana. Sadhana is a Sanskrit word for spiritual practice, essentially. And another word is used is tapas, and that is more along the lines of the concept of being burnt, causing friction to, which is practice, or burning in some other way, which could be suffering. But we don't like to burn in that way, so that's why we do practice. There's a saying that either you eat Kali or Kali eats you. And Kali is the Hindu goddess of birth and death. She's a very scary uh, appearing, wrathful appearing goddess, and she is in some ways, because she will remove all that is not real, and that's on the absolute level. So basically, who you think you are right now, um, unless you're identified with awareness, uh, it's a pretty scary thing. So, but what it means for me to say you either eat Kali or Kali eats you is that you're either doing spiritual practice or service, seva. There's so many avenues for spiritual practice now that's not confined to just sitting and meditating. My guru Amma suggests seva, which is selfless service, which is going to volunteering at soup kitchens, which is just doing things out of the kindness of your heart, expecting nothing for return, just because it's a good thing to do. That is tapas, that is spiritual practice, and it's very beneficial. In fact, it's one of the top yogas recommended in the Bhagavad Gita, along with devotional yoga, which is bhakti. And my gurus, Baba Neem Karoli and Srimata Amritanandamayi Devi, suggest, all three of these dimensions. The third is jnana. So that is more along of a Buddhist mindset, where is just seeing everything as the self, being present in the present moment, going straight to the source, tracing back the thoughts by self-inquiry. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Every time a thought arises. Okay, and then I just mentioned Seva, which is karma yoga, which is action done without expectation to the fruits, like getting money. We all have jobs, but we can use those jobs as karma yoga if we have the right mindset, and that's tapas. Reading spiritual books are tapas, Gospel Sri Ramakrishna, Awakened Children, Miracle of Love, Be Here Now, any of those books are tapas, and they will also create passion if you let yourself open up to them. If you study the Bible and not necessarily take it literally, but see the depth in it and the truth in it, then it can change your life with any spiritual scriptures, books. Mostly I recommend the living saints, or the past living saints in all religions, any of these books, or the mystics, mystic Christianity, mystic yogis, Sufism, any of that stuff is really, really good to develop passion. Bhagavad Gita is very inspiring. Anyway, if you want any tips or help with any of these ideas or concepts, you can just contact me. Thanks.